Hello, my name's Zach Burhan. I'm the staff forester here at Iowa Native Trees and Shrubs. We do native trees and shrubs, and we do them all from wild seeds and local seeds that we collect. And the reason why we want to do the local seeds is because of we want to keep local seeds around, because most of the trees that are going out into the public right now are from Oregon and Tennessee, and with climate change, everything that's happening, it's making those trees less adapted for our climate. And more importantly is, with our local seeds, we get all the local bugs and insects, which amplify up the food chain, so we get more birds. But they grow better. People are not using them enough, and everyone should plant natives, you know. Okay, so now I want to just talk about a little bit what we've been doing here. Fall's my favorite time here, is because we get to collect all the seeds. But so these are some wahoos that we just collected. And then these are all shag bark hickories that we got. Then these are some cleaned hackberry, just right around here from the Des Moines River where we located that. Northern pin oaks that we got somewhere in Hardin County. I can't say the names anymore, unfortunately, just because we've had some problems. And then, let's see here. Oh, these are some bitter nuts I collected right from our backyard here from wild trees. And then these are some pawpaws from southeast Iowa that seed collector actually sent us. But the best part about growing our native trees and shrubs from native seeds is we're continuing on that legacy. And when we continue on that legacy, we're getting the trees that have been adapted for our soils and our climate and our weather patterns here back into our native landscape. And we do most of our sales. We do the Trees for Kids program, Trees for Shades, a lot to the DNR and Army Corps. And so a lot of these native trees that we're growing are getting back out to the urban landscape and continuing on that legacy that we wouldn't get if we did, say, another autumn blaze maple. Yes, I said that. Don't plant any more autumn blaze maples. Other than that, so this is the one part we do, is we do the native seed collection, and we don't use anything that's not from Iowa and not locally. We do some stuff that's not traditionally in Iowa, say like catalpa and tulip tree, but those ones we have collected from trees that have been here for a while, and we know that they're going to stand up to the climate changes. The other part we do is we don't really grow trees and shrubs. What we're doing here is we're growing roots, and that's our specialty. And what we try to do is we're trying to get the most amount of little microfiber roots possible. So when we sell you a tree, instead of it being a ball and burlap tree cut, from, again, I'll say Tennessee because most of them come there, spaded out in Tennessee, and you get like 12 or 15 main roots. I mean, we grow them in these special root prune bags here, and we can get tens of thousands of little microfiber roots. So we have these special root pruning bags, and what we do is, like, even when say these little shake barks come out, they'll be about this big and they'll have this huge taproot. We'll put them on here, and I'll actually cut the taproot as soon as it comes out. And when I'll pull them out of the thing, and when I transplant them up into a bigger size and the bigger size, and then eventually this size, and then 15, I'm always selectively cutting the roots because I'm trying to prune them. I'm trying to get rid of the big ones, and so every time I cut one of those main roots, it shoots out a bunch on the other side. And the more roots we get, the more it's going to be able to withstand all of our modern challenges in climate, with the droughts and the excessive rains. The more roots you get in there, the easier it's going to be able to adapt to that, and you're going to get a more healthy plant. From acorns that we collected right here on the property, I have been trying to kind of collect Iowa's biggest and largest trees. It's kind of my new thing, so I just want to throw that in there. So coming to you in the near future, you might be able to buy a white pine that came from Iowa's tallest white pine, but that's a couple years from now, just to give you a little taste of what's to come. And, okay, so this is a 1-year Bur Oak, and what we have is, look at the roots coming off of it. Our thing, it's just full of roots, and this is exactly what we're looking for. because again, we're growing roots. You just get the tree up here. It comes with it for free, we like to say. But kind of the beauty about doing this is it's a great size. They're easy to transplant, and like this is just pop full of roots. And the roots hit this side, they come back, and they'll self-prune, and then we'll get a bunch more of them. But like one of the cool things also about, you know, using your native acorns as the seed source is, you know, not only are these oaks more adapted because they've been grown here forever to our climate and our weather patterns, also the native insects that come with them are you're gonna get the ability of the tree to provide habitat for those native insects so it can go up the food chain again. And this is another one of the cool things about the trees we do here is like usually you can still see the acorn on it from where we did it. But I mean, for 1 year, you're looking at, you know, 1/2 inch caliper. Yep, there's still our acorn. And I mean, this is what we want. We want short, stout, thick trees with lots of roots, because when they go in the ground, they're just going to be more hardy and they're going to grow a lot better. But I mean, they just turn out beautiful. Buy more natives. Everything from oaks to maples to lindens to hickories to coffee trees to one of my favorites, the butternuts. We do a lot of shrubs. We're doing some native prairie plants like these lead plants over here, and like shrubby St. John's wort that, you know, we collected these from Doolittle, I think. So I mean, we try to get our remnant plants, and we're just trying to pass the legacy on to the next generation. What's going to be key, and if we get them planting native trees, like wow, how awesome could our urban and, you know, our urban and rural forests be for not only our children but our native animals, right? There we go. This is a 2-year Corcus Shumardii, which is a Shumard Oak, and we actually collected this from a native population in western Iowa. But this is what we're trying to do, and this is like what we're trying to get to. It's about 1 inch caliper, and we think this is about the perfect size of tree to plant. You're getting a bunch of roots. It's going to go in and just take off crazy. I've seen these grow, you know, 4-8 feet a year. I know Annie, you planted a couple of our swamp white oaks, and holy cow, I was checking them out the other day. They really put on. But this is another thing we like to do, is like preserve these rare native species and repropagate them, because without us collecting these seeds and finding these trees, thanks to our naturalist buddies, a beautiful tree like this native population of Shumardii oaks, which is more of a southeastern oak, and this is kind of the northern part of its range. And I think this is actually the most northern population we found, and we're carrying on the legacy. But we like that. This is a size 7, full of roots. That's what we're trying to get, even a little bigger. We love it. I'll make you go really deep into roots.